It is soccer night in Wisconsin. Forward Madison opens up its home slate here in 2020 with a match against Greenville Triumph SC from Hart Park in Wauwatosa, Wisconsin. It's all presented by Dairyland. I'm Josh Eastern, happy to be with you for another season of Forward Madison home matches. And boy, we have a tasty one to open up this home slate for Forward Madison. And we are at Hart Park tonight, obviously not in Madison, Wisconsin, a mere 72 miles to the east of Breese Stevens Field. Hart Park is the new home away from home for Forward Madison here in 2020. So they've been training there, and they are just about ready to go for their home opener. It's obviously not ideal, as Daryl Shore put it, but they are making the best out of the situation. County ordinances keeping them out of Madison, Wisconsin this season. Well, our player to watch tonight, it's brought to you by AmFam. It's Jiro Barriga Toyama, a really impressive performance last week against North Texas. Daryl Shore calling him the best player on the field in that match against North Texas. He scored 2 goals in the U.S. Open Cup last year as well. Daryl Shore saying they knew they wanted to make him a left back because they know he's such a good defender, but that defender coming all the way into attack last week to set up this first goal for Wojciech Vucik. And Jiro Barriga Toyama in the starting 11 tonight at left back, and he will be looking to make his mark once again tonight. On the other side for Greenville Triumph, Jake Keegan back in the starting lineup for Greenville Triumph, and John Harkes. He had 9 goals last season before his season-ending injury. John Harkes calling him a special player, but coming into this season, this attack could be a little bit more well-rounded. The addition of Alex Morel gives them more speed from a central or a wide position. John Harkes saying they can put him in any spot. But so far, Jake Keegan, a good start to the season. 3 goals in 2 matches, and both of those were wins for Greenville Triumph. So it's Madison and it's Greenville. It's the first home match of the season for Forward Madison, and we are excited to bring it to you tonight. Lineups and first kick coming up next from Hart Park in Wauwatosa.
When my love takes me home, it's 105 in a 30 mile zone.
Summer. Let's dine out by truly dining out. Let's send smoke signals to the neighbors, then serve up the freshest of food with a side of fresh air. Let's raise our tongues to tasty by introducing our grills to new thrills and make mouthwater more than a backyard slip and slide. Let's live a little more by having another s'more, because summer is here and no one does summer like festival foods.
Dairyland is getting there every day land. It's room for everyone land. It's post-retirement hobby land. Dairyland is driving to your first day of work land and spending Saturdays on the road land. Dairyland is affordable auto and motorcycle insurance for you land, all to help get you there. Dairyland is your land.
Back here at Hart Park in Wauwatosa, Wisconsin. It's presented by Heartland Credit Union tonight. An exciting matchup we have here. And you're seeing those Black Lives Matter pregame warm-up tops. They are designed by local artist Mike Elroy. It's a collaboration between Forward Madison players led by J.C. Banks and the supporters group, the Featherstone Flamingos, who promote and celebrate black culture. This training top will be on sale for $50 to the public, with 100% of proceeds going to the YWCA of Madison. And players will warm up in it all season long. There is Daryl Shore. He led Madison to the 2019 USL League One playoffs. before they bowed out to the eventual champion North Texas Soccer Club. But let's take a look at his starting 11 tonight. Two changes to the lineup from last week's game against North Texas. It's Josiah Trimmingham coming into the lineup, making his forward Madison debut. While Louis Bennett will also come in to the starting 11. He will start in the midfield in favor of Gustavo Fernandez. So a bit of a different look there in the back and in the midfield. And there is John Harkes. And you can see Daryl Shaw wearing that Black Lives Matter top tonight. But John Harkes bringing his Greenville Triumph team up here to Wisconsin. And they will be at a little bit of a disadvantage in terms of their bench. Just 4 players on the bench tonight, and 2 new center backs will also fill in. Cesar Murillo, who last year was with North Texas, and Trevor Swartz, a new signing who spent some time last year with Toronto FC2. He spent about half the season with them, so he fills in at center back. He's normally a midfielder, so it'll be interesting to see what he can provide at center back tonight for Greenville. Well, the United Soccer League, all 47 of its clubs and its players stand together in support of diversity, inclusivity, equality, and compassion. We are united against racism. So we are just about set to go tonight. Forward Madison, as you can see, wearing those drip kits. And if you want to get one of those for yourself, it's available at forwardmadisonfc.com. So they'll be going left to right across your screen, and it will be Greenville in their white tops and blue shorts going right to left. Our referee tonight, Kalen Radisaw, blows his whistle. Underway tonight from Hart Park in Wauwatosa, Wisconsin. It's a bit of a new look for Forward Madison here in 2020, but on the field, a lot of returning talent for this side. They're returning 12 players from their inaugural season, and they're looking to pick up kind of right where they left off at the end of last season. Obviously a tough loss in the playoffs at North Texas, who went on to win the title in the end, but they were pretty good down the stretch to get them into the playoffs. And we'll see what they can do here in 2020 as they're looking for their first result after last week's 2-1 loss to North Texas. Mohammed, like he was called for a foul there. On the other side, though, for Greenville, it's been a great start for John Harkes' side. Last week was a little bit of a topsy-turvy match for them. It was a 3-2 win over the Richmond Kickers at home. Jake Keegan getting 2 of those goals. One of those goals was later given to him rather than an own goal, so it went from 2 own goals to 2 Jake Keegan goals. But 3 goals in total for Greenville getting that win over Richmond. It has them at the top of the table right now, and a lot of people saying this could be one of the teams of the year, as they could potentially be one of the favorites to win the USL League One final at the end of this season. Remember, 16 games, and the top 2 teams get into the League One final on Halloween. There's Trimmingham at the back. Now it's Morrell. Opportunity for Greenville. Trimmingham, a Trinidad and Tobago native, and this one rolls out, and it will be, looks like a corner kick. It's the first corner kick tonight. It's brought to you by UW Health. Alex Morrell stands over this. They'll play this short to Polak. Putting it in, and then Forward Madison able to knock it clear. Paolo Jr. there, and this one headed all the way back to Dallas J. Will be interesting to watch this back line tonight for Greenville Triumph. 2 new center backs, and this goes back to a defense last season that was one of the best. A good ball played through, opportunity opening up for Madison. They just couldn't quite get the shot right. It was Paolo Jr. not making clean connection, and it's out for a goal kick. The injury report also brought to you by UW Health. Jalen Chrysler, he went out last week in the second half, and he is not available for selection tonight. Nothing reported for Greenville Triumph on the other side. We'll see how this back line looks, whether it's Polak at his normal left back position or whether they rotate around. It looks like he's in central defense right now with Swartz playing in a more wide position. But in the meantime, Greenville coming into the attack once again. Just past 3 minutes in. This ball slipped through for Gomez, and Marchetta was there at the near post. Able to make the save for forward Madison. Marchetta making his second appearance for forward Madison, wearing those snazzy goalkeeper kits that we saw debut last season. Here's another look at it. Slipped in for Gomez, who was really good at the end of the season last year. 7 goals in 29 appearances, but all of those goals coming in the second half of the season. Vucic was in an offside position, and Polak gets it rolling again quickly. Well, at full capacity here at Hart Park will be around 1,500 fans, as they are playing at about 25% capacity tonight. Tobin, a missed touch at the back, and Marchetta was quick off his line, but he can't touch that because that was an illegal back pass, and it's going to be, it looks like, an indirect free kick for Greenville. It was a little awkward at the back there as Connor Tobin missed that pass back to his own goalkeeper. Let's take another look at it, the American Family Insurance replay. He just didn't get good connection on it, and Marchetta not allowed to come up and take that with his hands. So this is going to be an interesting indirect free kick. We saw a few of these last year in USL League One. The first one off the top of my head was North Texas and Toronto FC2, a thrilling match early in the season. That had an indirect free kick, and we get one early here in Wauwatosa. So it looks like the wall is going to be right in front of the goal, and Marchetta is playing in front of the wall. Let's see who takes this. They'll run by it. It's touch, Mohammed. It's saved by Marchetta. He pushes it aside. Well, making up for, I don't know if it's his mistake or Tobin's mistake, but nonetheless, it's still 0-0. Madison really having trouble playing out of the back here, as finally they'll knock this one clear. You don't see an indirect free kick every day. Here's another look at it on the American Family Insurance replay. A good save in the end by Marchetta. We'll get into Philip Marchetta's story as this game progresses, but playing last season in Germany, he spent pretty much his entire career in Europe. As Don Smart tries to chase this one down, Trevor Swartz ushers it out for a throw-in. Some gamesmanship there by Smart as he knocked a ball onto the field to try to slow the throw-in. Looking for Morel. Unable to keep this one in. The keys to the game, and they are brought to you by TDS for Madison. Get forward. Daryl Shore thinking he can get at this back line without Brandon Fricke, who is out with a red card suspension on the other side for Greenville. Pick the right moments. They know that they have to be methodical in their attack against this Madison side, especially with a shortened bench. It will be interesting to see how John Harkes plays this one tactically. Greenville. Here's Mohammed. Pilato not able to track it down as Wojciech Vucic tracks back for that one. Trying to play this through for Don Smart, but it runs through for Dallas J. If you can hear the bells in the background, yes, there is a train that passes by Hart Park every now and then to the left of our camera position. It's part of the intricacies of this new Hart Park, and Forward Madison also declaring themselves on Twitter the Sports Line Champions of America, with all the lines you can see on the field: soccer, football, and lacrosse lines. Ball played over the top, looking for Keegan. Ooh, it was a weird deflection there as Diaz got the touch to put that out for a goal kick. part of the new ambiance, you could call it, of Hart Park. Trimmingham making his debut for Forward Madison here in this USL League One season. Of course, the captain, Connor Tobin. It was Jalen Chrysler who got the start last week, but was forced out in the second half due to injury. We'll see when he is back for selection later on this season, whenever that may be. Bucci. Fariga Toyama. Louis Bennett back with Forward Madison this year, the Milwaukee native. His dad, Louis Sr., the coach for the Marquette men's soccer program. He was on loan last year from Memphis 901. Made a handful of appearances for Forward Madison. Christian Diaz, all-league defender a season ago. He's, I guess you could call him back home at right back. Played mostly at the left back position, but now with Gio Barriga Toyama filling that position this year, Diaz can move back to his more natural right back position. But still a pretty good season overall for Diaz last year. Or Pato, as he's also called. Trimmingham. A long switch of play. Nodded along. Murillo all the way into the corner. Ball stays in play. One back in the middle. Forward Madison looking for their first opportunity of the match to test Dallas J in goal. Good spell of possession here for the Mingos. It looks like the head referee will overrule the AR here on the near side. A throw in for Greenville and Trevor Swartz. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com. Here's Trimmingham again. Fun note about him, well, maybe not so fun for American soccer fans. He was on the bench that fateful night in 2017 for Trinidad and Tobago against the United States. This is first season in the U.S. A pretty good get at center back for Forward Madison. Here's Polak. Trying to go route one right over the top. Keegan. Looks like the flag stays down. The play continues. Looking for that cross. It's blocked away by Christian Diaz, setting up another Greenville corner. Of course, this corner brought to you by UW Health. Once again, it's Alex Morel. They played it short last time. Morel maybe surveying his targets in the box this time. Played all the way to the back post. A big collision of players. Marchetta comes up with the save. Another dangerous opportunity there for Greenville. They've looked the more dangerous of the two sides thus far. It was Cesar Murillo getting himself in the mix. In 13 appearances and 7 starts for Eric Quill last year with North Texas. Played back to Marchetta. It's Greenville on the front foot so far in the opening 13.5 minutes. Here's Swartz. Looks like Pollock playing in a more central defensive position tonight. Long ball played down the wing. It's Omar Mohammed getting inside the box. Looked like it was Leonard to knock that out. A throw in coming for Greenville again as they keep the pressure on this forward Madison attack. Murillo. Smart intercepts. Trying to start an attack right away, going right over the top. Dallas J way off his line, and it works out in the end for Greenville. Well done there by the Golden Glove winner last year. Playing sweeper keeper there at the back. A lot of long balls really for both sides in this match in the opening quarter of an hour. Eric Leonard, just a staple of this side a season ago. 28 appearances, 26 starts, mostly at that defensive midfield position, but could fill in at center back as well, and did on a few occasions. J.C. Banks, right down the channel. Wojciech Vucik scored the opening goal last week for forward Madison in this 2020 season. Tobin then steps in to intercept. Trimmingham plays it back to Marchetta. These two teams, they played 3 times last year. There was just 1 goal in those 3 matches, and it came actually in Madison. It was Chris Bermuda's a beautiful curling effort that saw Greenville take all 3 points towards the end of the season as Don Smart plays this all the way into the box. Greenville trying to play out of the back, not able to do so. Wojciech Vucik off the crossbar. And it looked like that was the football crossbar. Not the soccer crossbar, but nonetheless not too far away. Another look at it here on the American Family Insurance replay. Paolo Jr. just laying that off, and yeah, it was right off the, I guess you call it the upper crossbar of the two. If you're looking to get some Greenville Triumph swag, for every goal they score tonight, there will be a discount associated with a said goal. 1 goal is 15% off, 2 goals 25% off, 3 goals 35% off with promo code SCORE that goes through tomorrow. Here's Morrell, and of course, those drip kits also available on FordMadisonFC.com. Trimmingham able to muscle his way into that challenge and knock it out for another corner kick. Morel will stride over to the corner flag again to swing this in. Maybe one of the best trivia questions in USL League One. Who scored the first goal in each of the first 2 seasons? That man right there, Alex Morel. For Tormenta last season, of course, for Greenville here in 2020. Here's Mohammed. Hit Don Smartin once again, looking to go quickly over the top. And Dallas J will come out to collect. Here's Walker. Another one of those midfield pillars for Greenville a season ago. But you always know you're in good hands when you have Dallas J in between the pipes. Pretty impressive season. A .78 goals against average a season ago. If you count the playoffs, he only conceded 23 goals last season. They were rock solid in defense. One of their center backs, Kevin Politz, moving up to the USL Championship and Hartford Athletic as Josiah Trimmingham is down, and it's not something you want to see if you're forward Madison with Jalen Chrysler already unavailable for selection. You'd really have to do some shifting around, as Eli Lockaby's the only listed defender on the bench, and he is an outside back. Getting the thumbs up there from the trainer. And another, I guess you call it a pseudo water break. We'll get the official hydration break later on. As Trimmingham back up on his feet, hoping that's just cramps and he can stretch out. Trevor Schwartz making his first start of the season here in 2020, the Indiana Hoosier. Trimmingham waiting to come back on, but Greenville trying to take advantage of 10-man Madison without one of their center backs. You can see Kalen Radisov wave him back on. So Madison back to full strength. Vucci tracking all the way back to keep possession for Madison, and he does so very well. Now Leonard. And Louis Bennett. Clipped over the top, looking for Don Smart. Morel lays it off for Gomez, and he has some room to work upfield. Mohammed. Just have to clarify, Omar Mohammed here on this left side. It's Abdi Mohammed, an outside back for Greenville as well. Pilato coming forward, Gomez. This one will roll out for a goal kick. Don't miss a minute of action in 2020. Sign up today and get alerts all year long by following your club on ESPN.com. Search for your club and then click the follow button to keep up with the latest news and scores. Plus, get reminders on your team's next match. Go to ESPN.com now and click follow for your club. Trimmingham. No one there. An intended target for Madison, and out for another goal kick for Greenville. I have to say Greenville has had the better opportunities of the match so far. That indirect free kick in the opening few minutes, but just a few moments ago, Wojciech Vucik hitting the football crossbar, not too far away for Madison. Here's Don Smart. Bariga Toyama will track this down and keep it alive for Madison. Smart. Nifty back heel. Eric Leonard. Shot blocked away by Morel. Now Diaz. It's taken away by Omar Mohamed, and now Alex Morel. And Louis Bennett sliding in. You call that a tactical foul to slow the counterattack there for Greenville. And a free kick here in the defensive half for the Triumph. Jake Keegan, the player of the week last week after his 2-goal performance against Richmond. They had 5 goals in the first 2 matches already this season. It took Greenville 8 matches to get to 5 in 2019, if that just shows you the attack and how much it has progressed this season already. Here in just 2 matches. It was a slow start to the season for Greenville last year. A lot of low-scoring matches as well. A lot of 1-0 and 0-0s. In the end, it was enough to get them into the playoffs as the 3 seed. They won on the road to beat Lansing, and then ran into North Texas in the final, but still has to be seen as a pretty good first season for Greenville, getting to that final. And much like Madison, returning 10 players and 75% of scoring. This one's sent forward by Pollock. Trimmingham was there. Walker. It's taken away. Forward Madison looking to counter. Looking to get into a wide position. It's Paolo Jr. Don Smart's in the middle. Louis Bennett there as well. Still Paolo Jr. Now Bennett. Trying to get back for their big target striker, Wojciech Vucik. He goes down, and a free kick just outside the area for forward Madison. Attacking set piece now for forward Madison, and we'll see who stands over this one. I'm sure J.C. Banks eyeing this one. Banks wearing the number 10 shirt this year, and Dale Shore saying he asked for that, and maybe some of the pressure that might come with it, but they're hoping that he can live up to the number 10 shirt this year. Definitely one of the more experienced players on this team, also a Milwaukee, Wisconsin native. Son of the late U.S. men's national team player, Jimmy Banks. It's Wojciech Vucik eyeing this one up right into the wall. And he'll keep it alive. Well, he tried to, at least. Looking for Pato Diaz on this near side. Trevor Swartz getting ready to throw this in. Well, he played about half the season, Swartz did, with Toronto FC 2 last year, and he's from the Sacramento area. And after he finished up with TFC 2 last year, he actually was a volunteer assistant coach for Sacramento State, as he looks to potentially get into coaching after his playing career is over, but getting an opportunity here with Greenville Triumph in 2020. And Swartz actually led the NCAA in assists in 2018 with 16, helping Indiana get to the College Cup. Battle for the ball. Looked like Gianbriga Toyama came away with it, and he did get fouled in the process. Here's Diaz. Playing it through for Don Smart. And get this all the way to the end line. All the way across. This one headed out. Or Ford Madison throwing. The way into the corner. Now Louis Bennett likes it on that left foot, headed on. Oh, and just wide. J.C. Banks was there right in the middle of the box. It was a free header, and he just couldn't put it on frame. As we get to our hydration break, it's brought to you by Krombacher. Well, Connor Tobin, one of the more fun characters in USL League One, especially for Ford Madison. Let's take a look at what adaptive radiation is in the latest episode of Like Feather, Like Sun.
Oh, hey, welcome back to another episode of Like Feather, Like Sun, where Turbo explores his burning interests, and those interests are plentiful. Super excited, got my dad back on the show today. Welcome back, Dad. How are you?
I am just so excited to be on this program and
Getting all into these bird things here, right? And last week you brought up this idea of adaptive radiation. I need to know more.
well, adaptive radiation, that's an ecological concept that just describes when a species spreads its range and gets to a new area, and as it adapts, becomes successful.
So what you're saying, because I've seen so many flamingos here in Madison, when I drive down to Wauwatosa this week, if they adaptively radiate, I'm going to see some flamingos down in Wauwatosa, Wisconsin.
That would be correct.
Well, adaptive radiation, that's just a great little feature there for Ford Madison. You can watch the whole thing on their YouTube channel, and you can see another clip of it on Twitter. And there is Connor Tobin, the captain of this Ford Madison side. And Ford Madison, I guess, trying to use adaptive radiation here in 2020, coming about 73 miles to the east here to Wauwatosa from Madison. There's John Harkes talking to his side. Both these teams looking for that opening goal. A lot of coaches using these hydration breaks as pretty much a timeout like you'd see in basketball or football. Pretty warm night here in Wauwatosa. A little bit different than we saw when these two teams played in the home opener at Bree Stevens Field in 2019. Of course, the snow opener, the snowpener, whatever you want to call it. It was snowing. They had to delay kick a little bit, but there's no other way to open up soccer in Wisconsin than with a little bit of snow. And much like that game, no goals so far to talk about in this game. As Dallas J will get us back underway after that header from J.C. Banks missed just wide of the post. Another long ball over the top. Trimmingham. Looked like the flag was up for offside, or they're calling a foul. Looks like it was a high boot there on Eric Leonard. Abdi Mohammed. Split his college career, Abdi Mohammed did, at Ohio State and Akron. Also got to that same College Cup in 2018 with the Akron Zips, where they bat out to the eventual champion, Maryland Terrapins. Vucic providing some pressure. Rio safely gets this back to Dallas J. The goalkeeper back passes have been a story so far in this one. Of course, the indirect free kick in the opening minutes for Greenville. Maybe their best opportunity in front of goal. Forward Madison maybe just having theirs a moment ago with J.C. Banks and his header just missing wide. Another throw-in coming for Abdi Mohammed. Now Omar Mohammed, a little bit of room to work. Try to take this on, but it just skips out of play for a goal kick. Fans, follow Forward Madison and the rest of USL League One all season long on ESPN+, home to the USL, MLS, UFC, and more. Join the nearly 8 million sports fans who have already discovered ESPN+ and watch the USL League One live every week. Sign up today at ESPNplus.com. So much content on ESPN+. Bundesliga coming as well to ESPN+, for all of your soccer needs. J.C. Banks gets taken out. Play continues for Greenville. Pilato. A long ball played over the top. We've seen it, a number of those passes from Greenville tonight. Pilato. Getting it into a wide position. Gio Barriga Toyama closing that down. He gets fouled in the process. Well done there by Gio Barriga Toyama. It was a pretty good week for him last week as well at North Texas. Daryl Shore calling him the best player on the field. Toyama does have a pretty interesting story as well. He was born in Panama to Japanese Colombian parents. They moved to Japan when he was very young. His dad unfortunately passed away right when they moved to Japan. And his sister was big into ballet. And Barriga Toyama was like, all right, maybe I'll just get into ballet as well. But in the end, football or soccer won out. He comes over to the United States, goes to Barton Community College before finding himself at Florida Gulf Coast. Played in the NPSL for a little bit as well, and stood out on trial for Minnesota United last year as well in the preseason before he was spotted by Daryl Shore. And here he is now with Forward Madison in his second season. A pretty good story for Gio Barriga Toyama to make it to where he is today. And he will be a big part of this Forward Madison side here in 2020. Here's Mohammed. Still going. His shot deflected up and over. It's out for another corner kick. Walker thought he was open there at the top of the box. He may have been, but Mohammed taking that all the way. And Morel will once again take the corner kick for Greenville. This one played towards the top of the box. Walker. Taken away by J.C. Banks. And here comes Ford Madison into the attack again. A whole bunch of white jerseys tracking back. Well done there by Greenville. Getting bodies back behind the ball in defense and able to win it back. Paolo Jr. thought he wanted ball. Kalen Radisov didn't think so. Here's Swartz. Played over the top again. Trimmingham. And Leonard pokes this one forward. Now for Smart. A big part of Ford Madison's success towards the end of last season was really the team defending. There were a lot of 1-0 wins for Ford Madison in the closing stretch of the season, and a big part of that was what Daryl Shore said was Paolo Jr. and Don Smart on the wings, tracking back in defense as this one's given away right in the midfield, but a bit of a heavy touch by Morrell. We'll give it right back to Ford Madison. But Smart and Paolo Jr. that are able to get up and down the wings, it's so crucial to Ford Madison's success in both defense and attack. So far, the Ford Madison attack has been silenced to a pretty good degree tonight. It looks like the ball went just past the end line. What are we going to get here? Looks like it will be a set piece here for Ford Madison. It's the first corner kick of the match for the Mingos. Of course, all Ford Madison corner kicks brought to you by UW Health. The in-swinger from Bennett towards the back post. It was Tobin there. He couldn't put it on frame. It's out for a goal kick. Slight mistake or misplay there at the back by Dallas J, but nothing comes of it. Five shots apiece. Leonard using his arms to clear some space there on Keegan. Mark Leonard, always a player who gets stuck in. Never afraid to mix it up. May not be the biggest player, but boy, does he have a lot of heart there in the midfield for Ford Madison. Abdi Mohammed. Murillo looked like he was trying for a long diagonal, and it ended up for Don Smart. Tobin. Trimmingham up over the top, looking for that long ball again. It just hasn't been there for Ford Madison down this right side. Well, Hart Park also home to the Milwaukee Torrent. Soccer has been played here, and of course, Ford Madison's opponent last year in the first round, or their first match of the U.S. Open Cup, was the Milwaukee Bavarians. They don't play here, but least Ford Madison familiar with playing in the Milwaukee area. It's a bit of a new challenge for Ford Madison. They haven't been able to train in Dane County, which is where Madison is. As Gomez playing this wide for Schwartz, looking to provide the right service for Mohammed. He goes down in the box after running into Tobin. And he's still down in the box as play continues. Bennett just thumps this one clear. Looks like this will run out for a throw-in as Mohammed is still down. Another look here on the American Family Insurance replay. Definitely looked like it could hurt there for Mohammed, but I think the right no call by Kalen Radisov as he gets back up to his feet. Mohammed back on his feet. There's the throw-in back on the other end. We'll see how much stoppage time we get. Of course, the long hydration break will add a few moments. An injury to Trimmingham. Of course, he was able to continue after going off, but that did take a minute or so. We're about 90 seconds into stoppage time. We still don't know how much we're going to get. Be a couple more opportunities for an attack before halftime. We're hearing there could be as much as 5 minutes of stoppage time. It's brought to you by TDS. Toyama, this might fall for Smart, but Jay was quick off his line.
5 minutes of stoppage time. 5 minutes.
So 2 minutes into the 5 minutes of stoppage time, we find out how much stoppage time we get, and it is 5 minutes. Of course, presented by TDS. Pato. Now Smart. Well, the second half is going to be very, very interesting because Greenville, a bench of only 3 field players. Of course, the backup goalkeeper in Paul Christensen, but Ford Madison, a full 7-man bench to use at their disposal. But Daryl Shore saying last week that they just got tired out towards the end of that match. They have not been able to play 11v11 all the way since February 29th, which was their last preseason friendly against St. Louis, because they haven't been able to bring in any extra training players due, of course, to the testing protocols. The most they've been able to do is 9 versus 9, and Gerald Shore's the first to say it. We don't make excuses. That's just the situation they've been dealt, and the situation just as difficult for Greenville as well. Of course, with their shortened bench. So everybody is battling their own difficulties tonight, and that's just kind of the season it's going to be in USL League One and in the championship as well. Who can overcome those difficulties the best and try to put the best product out on the field. Played over the top for Smart. It was a brave effort there by Jay coming off his line as Smart is still down in the box. That long ball finally worked for forward Madison. And Walker able to get it over the head of Leonard. Ahead for Keegan. He likes it on that right foot. Marchetta, he had that one covered as that was going well wide. Looks like they'll go back and check on Don Smart as that was a big collision with Dallas J. Another look at the American and Family Insurance replay. Just an awkward fall there as he tried to avoid the collision with Jay, as he was coming off his line very quickly, and he's still down. He'll need some assistance as we get to the end of this 5 minutes of stoppage time. Remember, 5 subs can be used, but only in 3 windows. Halftime is not one of those windows, so if Don Smart's not able to continue, he would still have all 3 substitution windows available should Daryl Shore use a sub at halftime. It's just kind of an awkward fall there for Don Smart, the Jamaican. The king from Kingston, as the flock likes to call him. Pretty sizable limp there from Smart as he hobbles off. Just a lot of guys standing around as we're waiting for another ball to restart play. Marchetta got that ball and then threw it away once there was the stoppage, so I'll have to probably drop this back into play. We're past 51.5 minutes here in this first half. So the official drop there to get play restarted. 27-year-old Marchetta puts this back into play. Wonder how much time we do have left in this first half. The flag was up for offside. Now into our 8th additional minute here of stoppage time in this first half. Riga Toyama. Feel like maybe both these sides just content to get to halftime. And there is the final whistle. Nothing to split these two sides in the first 45 minutes. But a big second half upcoming as Madison looking to get their first result of the season, while Greenville an opportunity to get their 3rd win in 3 matches. 0-0 here at halftime from Wauwatosa. It's the Just Coffee halftime show coming up next.
Dairyland is getting there every day land. It's room for everyone land. It's post-retirement hobby land. Dairyland is driving to your first day of work land and spending Saturdays on the road land. Dairyland is affordable auto and motorcycle insurance for you land, all to help get you there. Dairyland is your land.
Let's summer. Let's dine out by truly dining out. Let's send smoke signals to the neighbors, then serve up the freshest of food with a side of fresh air. Let's raise our tongues to tasty by introducing our grills to new thrills and make mouths water more than a backyard slip and slide. Let's live a little more by having another s'more. Because summer is here, and no one does summer like festival foods.
Dominar el balón así y borracho? Imposible. manejar a casa después de una práctica fuerte y borracho? ¡Irresponsable! Y recuerda, si manejas tomado, serás arrestado.
When my love takes me home, it's 105 in a 30 mile zone. We're on the road now, can't slow down. We're on the road now, can't slow down.
Welcome back to the Just Coffee halftime show here from Hart Park. Forward Madison and Greenville triumph. Well, last weekend was our first full weekend of USL League One action. And if you had the remote and went chronologically, this is how it would have looked to see all of the best highlights.
The wait was long, but the wait is over. USL League One soccer in 2020 as these two teams begin their inaugural campaigns. Dia there tries the middle, back post, header across the face of goal, cleared out. Sends it away. Maciel tried to just take the jersey there. In some space here, it's Mare. Juan Ignacio Mare, the shot, the save by Joe Rice out for a quarter of an hour left as Boyce sends this one towards the back post, heading in front of the goal, saved off the line by Verfurth. Tyler David lays off, but turns it over. Shimazaki.
Fort Lauderdale, where the white shirts are the black shorts, it is all black for FC Tucson, going from right to left. And we are underway from the Inter Miami CF Stadium. Fort Lauderdale CF, the USL side connected to Inter Miami, will get us going from left to right.
And we're underway here from the upstate of South Carolina. Richmond Kickers 2020 season underway.
Boyce to serve it in, headed away by Burns, and there is the final whistle from Kilpatrick. 0 for New England, 0 for Omaha. They each take a point from their League One debuts.
CF Stadium. The athletic history that MLS could return to home markets. August 22nd, and there's the opening goal! First time cross sent in by Rosales, and calmly tucked into that bottom corner by Ricky Lopez Espin, who scores the first ever goal for Fort Lauderdale CF.
Throughout the match, it will be more lethal on the attack. This brought down by Keegan, still alive. Aquay can't clear it. Still in there, and it's put in.
Back pass a bit loose and one there by Dennis. Another heavy challenge. This is Saavedra, and he's going to be sent off. 2 yellow cards in the space of 3 minutes.
We actually thought that we could see a back 3, back 5 from, instead it's a back 4, and this back 4 leading to attack the other way. Jay there, and a goal as well for the Kickers. They tie it up here in the 35th.
Chest injuries. Frey forced into another tackle. He had to get that one right, and he couldn't. And this is going to be a second sending off.
And we are underway at Eric Russell Park. Tormenta in the blue unis. For Chattanooga, they will be in the all-white.
We saw him go down with that injury towards the end of the first half. And now comes on Brumal, the backup for tonight's action.
That's a big loss for Richmond. Akira Fitzgerald, vocal leader. Kokam and Brumal's.
Oh, here, and Omar Muhammad, it's put in home.
Play a factor as this is played forward to Micheletto. He's got a chance here, pushing forward into the area. Pauses, Micheletto to his left with the right, and that finds the right corner for the first goal for Tormenta.
Right there from Polak. Caught Bolduc sleeping. FC can get a revenge here.
Gomez, Polak cuts it back over. Keegan open. Keegan with the finish. Ball sent in, headed on and into the back of the net. Here come the Kickers. It's 3-2.
Velton. Header on from Liati, and it's the equalizing goal. It's in off the post. Out towards Adams, afforded space to try and measure across. Towards that back post, Longden can win it. It's down here for Liati. Chance still on, and there is the go-ahead goal for FC Tucson.
There's the final whistle. The Greenville Triumph will stay at the top of the table. Now at 6 points. Some luck on their side tonight.
whipped in, goalkeeper is forward, back post, header is won there, and there is the full-time whistle. Fort Lauderdale CF held on for about 87 minutes, down to 9 men.
Batista finds his man on the wing. Redzic in some space, into the box. What can he do with it? Tries to take a shot, deflects, in for the goal.
Chance here, and that one finds the right corner, and Chattanooga has now leveled it up. Low liner. Back post, headed in, and Greg Hurst has his second of the night.
Riga Toyama has taken his space any chance he's gotten, and he keeps beating guys. Paolo now on the near side. Chance to whip it across. Gets it in front, and the goal scored.
Outside onto the wing. Cut in. Vinos back to Rowe. Square ball, and that one is knocked in. And the late equalizer coming in stoppage time from Daniel Jackson.
Shea down the wing. Looks to get it in. Damas tries to split the legs, and he does. Ronaldo Damas, 16 goals last season, 1 on his tally this season. Sent towards goal, Marchetta. And there is the final whistle from Matthew Corrigan. North Texas SC picks up right where they left off last year. 2019 champions win the first El Plastico of 2020, 2-1 over Forward Madison. Back with man of the match and highlights in a moment here on ESPN+.
The United Soccer League and its 47th championship and League One clubs stand united in support of diversity, inclusivity, equality, and compassion. Together, we can make a difference. Together, we can create change. Together, we are united against racism.
One of the key components of USL clubs establishing reserve teams through the USL Academy League is the strategic alignment of long-term player development efforts. As opposed to the scholastic calendar that traditional youth leagues typically follow, and in an effort to further drive vertical integration, the USL Academy League will be the first pre-professional league to align with the American professional soccer calendar. Clubs will begin the year with a month-long preseason in February, followed by a 9-month regular season split into 3 cycles: spring, summer, and fall, concluding with USL Academy League playoffs before an off-season in December and January. Clubs will be able to move players fluidly through programs at select times throughout the year. These transfer windows strategically line the Youth Network, USL Academy Team, and USL Senior Team even further. For more information, visit usl-academy.com.
The United Soccer League and its 47th championship and League One clubs stand united in support of diversity, inclusivity, equality, and compassion. Together, we can make a difference. Together, we can create change. Together, we are united against racism.
Some news and notes from around USL League One. There were some late goals on Saturday. Tucson getting that 90th minute goal to get the win at Fort Lauderdale. 9-man Fort Lauderdale at that. Tormenta also getting a home draw with a stoppage time goal against Chattanooga. And speaking of Chattanooga, they'll be opening up CHI Memorial Stadium tomorrow night against FC Tucson, while Union Omaha will open Warner Park in their USL League One home debut against the defending champion North Texas Soccer Club. Player of the Week, Jake Keegan. He scored twice, and he now has 3 goals so far in 2 games of this short season thus far. We already saw a lot of the action in that first segment, but Greenville getting the win over Richmond and Forward Madison faltering in their opening match at the defending champions North Texas Soccer Club, while Tormenta and Richmond, they had a 0-0 draw in the midweek. 3 games for you tomorrow, while Richmond and Fort Lauderdale is postponed. It will be played at another time, while Wednesday, Greenville, Tormenta, a nice midweek derby for you before we start next weekend with Orlando City B heading up the East Coast to take on New England Revolution 2. The Just Coffee halftime show rolling on, second half coming up next.
When my love takes me home, it's 105 in a 30 mile zone.
Let's summer. Let's dine out by truly dining out. Let's send smoke signals to the neighbors, then serve up the freshest of food with a side of fresh air. Let's raise our tongs to tasty by introducing our grills to new thrills and make mouths water more than a backyard slip and slide. Let's live a little more by having another s'more. Because summer is here, and no one does summer like festival foods.
Dairyland is getting there everyday land. It's room for everyone land. It's post-retirement hobby land. Dairyland is driving to your first day of work land and spending Saturdays on the road land. Dairyland is affordable auto and motorcycle insurance for you land, all to help get you there. Dairyland is your land.
First half highlights are presented by Heartland Credit Union. It was a few opportunities early on for Greenville Triumph there in that first half. So a nice ball slipped in for Carlos Gomez. It was Philip Marchetta defending that near post. Then another opportunity coming from a corner kick. It was Cesar Murillo just crashing in there. As Alex Morel swung it in, but Marchetta there to make the save again. For Madison, their press, well, it paid off on a few occasions. Wojciech Vucik off the football crossbar, so out for a goal kick. But would that have counted for 3 if it went through the goalpost? I guess we'll have to wait and see. Let's take a look at our first half stats presented by Rhyme. 6 shots for Forward Madison, none of them on target. On the other side for Greenville, 7 shots, and they were a little bit more accurate with 5 of those testing Philip Marchetta in goal. Well, the sun is just about set. We are just about set for this second half. Teams will switch ends, of course. It's now Forward Madison going towards the train tracks end, while Greenville will be going left to right. Second half is underway, still looking for our first goal between these two sides, and our first goal at Hart Park in 2020. Of course, Greenville, 6 points out of a possible 6. Their first 2 matches in the books. Went over Fort Lauderdale and Richmond. Forward Madison, tough loss there to North Texas last week, 2-1. Looks like we did get a few subs for Forward Madison. So it's Alex Moniz coming in for Louis Bennett. And it was Gustavo Fernandez coming in for Josiah Trimmingham. So we'll see how that changes the midfield. Looks like Eric Leonard has gone back into a center back position. Those substitutions brought to you by Festival. So those subs not part of the 3 substitution windows. And Daryl Shore talked to us about that last week. He said with the Jalen Chrysler injury in the second half, it kind of threw off his substitution pattern. He just had to kind of deal with it, though, but didn't utilize the sub windows as he may have wanted to. So tonight, A different approach using 2 halftime subs with Fernandez and Monis coming in. Monis, a 17-year-old on loan from the Chicago Fire, while Gustavo Fernandez making his second appearance for Forward Madison, and his brother Leo plays for the Tampa Bay Rowdies, who are in action tonight in the championship against Charleston.
And number 38, Alex Moniz in for Louis Bennett.
Right in the middle for Don Smart. Now here's J.C. Banks. Good ball over the top, but offside is the call. Dairyland saves you money on car and motorcycle insurance with low rates and great discounts. We're proud to support Forward Madison FC. Get your quote today at dairylandinsurance.com. Played back for Dallas J again. So those 2 subs for Forward Madison, Trimmingham and Bennett out, Monis and Fernandez in. That means Fernandez will come into the midfield and Leonard will slot back to center back. And it was Trimmingham who went out in that first half, or didn't go out in that first half, but went down with a bit of an injury about midway through. I wonder if that is what prompted the substitution or whether it was more tactical. We'll hear from Daryl Shore another time about that. But in the meantime, it's Leonard at center back. He was part of that center back rotation last year when he needed to be. But he's mostly been utilized at that number 6 holding midfield position. Alex Monis also came off the bench last week against North Texas, so making his second appearance for Forward Madison, one of the few loanees coming from the Chicago Fire. And Don Smart, who came off the field at the end of that first half with pretty good limp, it looks like he is okay to continue as he's still carrying on here in the second half. Perfect night for soccer in Wauwatosa. Still a little bit weird to say. I'm sure it's a little bit weird for Forward Madison fans as well, but that's just part of the reality here in 2020. Hart Park in Wauwatosa, Wisconsin. Here's Alex Morrell. Getting tripped up, and it will be a free kick upcoming. It was Gustavo Fernandez committing that foul. Played his college soccer for Stony Brook, a 22-year-old from West Babylon, New York. So a set-piece opportunity for Greenville. It's Aaron Walker standing over it. Swinging it in, Pilato is there, so is Wojciech Vucik. And played all the way back to Dallas J. Grega Toyama brings this into his grasp. Couldn't find Paolo Jr. Well, these drip kits for Forward Madison were all the rage when they dropped back in May. It really took the soccer community by storm. Forward Madison, they tripled their best ever jersey launch in terms of sales in the first 48 hours. This one falls for Gomez. Trying to play it wide for Mohammed. Keegan was calling for it. He was all alone there at the back post. An opportunity coming for Greenville. Oh, Marchetta was flat-footed, and it just goes wide. Keegan, he called for it a few times, but it never fell towards him. And it's out now for a goal kick. Not sure if that took a deflection on the way through or if Marchetta just couldn't see it. But it almost opened up there for Greenville. For Madison, no better time to debut these drip kits than home game number 1. As international sales poured in from Japan, Australia, the Netherlands, Germany, and the UK, just to name a few. They look pretty good out there on the field. Hello, Jr. Trying to get that over the top. It was blocked away. There's Monas. As we said in the first half, just 1 goal was scored between these two sides in 3 matches last year. 1 goal came in Madison at Bree Stevens Field for Greenville. It's Chris Bermudez. Morel and Fernandez going at it. The referee just letting him play on. Good hard contact there between those two, but letting them play on. And over the top again, Tobin there. Pilato lets this run through for Mohammed. He wins another throw-in. John Harks told us this week, Jake Keegan very opportunistic. We'll see if he can find just 1 or 2 opportunities here in the second half to try to get Greenville on the score sheet tonight. Daryl Shore called this one of those games you really don't want to lose because home points are going to be so crucial this season, especially with how the playoff format is, or really not even a playoff format. It's just the top 2 teams go to the final, so really every match is so important. It says if you drop points in your first 2 matches, you really give yourselves an uphill battle. This one's chested down, and Keegan didn't quite get clean contact on that. It runs out for another goal kick. Marchetta puts this back into play. 10 minutes gone here in this second half. It's been pretty much one-way traffic in terms of Greenville. Not really anything going forward Madison's way. That foul call will give them a free kick just inside the midfield stripe. Up next for Forward Madison, a trip to Richmond on August 8th. There'll be a midweek match for Greenville against Tormenta. Swartz, does this deflect out for a throw-in? Don't miss a minute of action in 2020. Sign up today and get alerts all year long by following your club on ESPN.com. Search for your club and then click the follow button to keep up with the latest news and scores, plus get reminders on your team's next match. Go to ESPN.com now and click follow for your club. They have to give Greenville a lot of credit so far in this match. The back line is not what it normally is as this ball sent in towards the back post, looking for Morrell. Flipped up all the way back in again. Leonard was there to head it away. And then Paolo Jr. going right through the back of Aaron Walker. It sets up a free kick for Greenville. Biggest word that John Harkes used in our call with us this week was resilience. They didn't play well last week, but they showed resilience. He says that's an important trait to show, and especially during what this season looks like and everything that goes on off the field. Pollock and Walker stand over this. Back for Pollock. Clipping that in, coming towards goal, and Marchetta squeezes that towards his chest. It looks like another Forward Madison player is down. Looks to be Connor Tobin. Gets himself back on his feet. Morrell showing his activity up top. And all the way back for Dallas J. On this Greenville side is at full strength with Brandon Fricke and Evan Lee in central defense. It's a really rock-solid defense. They're showing that maybe it's just the culture put in place by John Harkes. Everybody's buying into this defensive mentality. Sometimes your defense starts your attack, and a certain way that's kind of been seen by Greenville tonight as they play out from the back once again. Bariga Toyama fending off defenders coming forward. He ran in to Cesar Murillo. And it's a throw-in for Forward Madison. A missed touch by J.C. Banks. We'll give it right back to Greenville. Pollock. Find Morrell right in the middle, going right through that midfield of Forward Madison, and he was looking for Keegan. Instead, he finds Marchetta. Just past the hour mark. Nothing to split these two sides. Hart Park in Wauwatosa, Wisconsin. The home away from home here for Forward Madison in 2020. Trying to catch Marchetta off his line, and it's just high. An ambitious effort there from Jake Keegan. He just couldn't put it on frame. That would have been quite the goal to break the deadlock. And you wonder if the first goal could really open this game up. Fernandez trying to play it through for Smart. Jay was quick off his line. Now a throw-in for Forward Madison. It's been a lot of Route 1, really, for both sides. That long ball over the top. Trimmingham played that quite a bit in the first half before he was subbed off at halftime. Looks like cramps coming into play. It has cooled down a little bit in Wauwatosa. Looks like the Spaniard, Carlos Gomez, good to continue from Algete, Spain. 29 appearances for the club last year for Gomez, including 7 goals. Keegan for Mohammed. Keegan plays this centrally. The referee tried to play advantage for the moment. Palazzo was shoved in the back by Smart. It sets up another free kick for Greenville. Pollock and Walker talking about this one. It'll be Walker to take it. And he'll play it to Pollock. Mohammed whips this one in. Diaz playing no nonsense defending, knocks it out for a corner kick. Once again is Morel striding over. Another in-swinger coming from Alex Morel. Towards the near post. Got a touch there by a Forward Madison player. That really cleared the threat. Now they look to play out. Riga Toyama trying to find Monis. But Pilato collects it at the back again. Abdi Mohammed for Gomez. Part of what Daryl Shore calls a very active front four. Gomez, Morel, Keegan. All sent forward again. Gomez trying to run under this. Will he win a corner kick? And it looks like it's out for a goal kick instead. So the sub is happening now for Forward Madison. It will be Brandon Eaton making his season debut, while J.C. Banks makes way. And that sub brought to you by Festival. Brandon Eaton, good to see him back with Forward Madison this season. He missed 2 months last year with knee surgery. Made just 12 appearances, started 5 games in his 4th pro season. Spent 2017 and 2018 with the Richmond Kickers. Play continuing. Gustavo Fernandez looked like maybe an inadvertent arm into the face of that Greenville player. Kalen Radisov let them play a little bit tonight. There's been a few physical challenges. Polak for Swartz. Cesar Murillo. One of Brandon Eaton's first touches of the match. It's pressure really difficult here for Madison to play through. Brandon Eaton, oh, he couldn't quite slip it to Don Smart. He had some room in front of him. Haven't called Wojciech Vucic's name a whole lot tonight. Riga Toyama. Well, he won the ball back and then immediately gave it right back to Greenville. One of the keys that Daryl Shore told us this week was you have to be explosive on the break. They've done quite a bit defending so far in this second half. Not a whole lot of chances going forward, but you feel like they're just one counterattack away from gaining control of this match if they can put one in the back of the net. But at the same point, Greenville's had plenty of chances themselves. Here's Morel weaving through defenders. Pilato for Mohammed. His shot was blocked. Swartz into the box again, headed away by Tobin. Giro keeps this in play. "20 minutes to go and still looking for that opening tally. Morel gets shoved down there by Fernandez, who's brought some physicality since coming on at halftime. Got the start last week against North Texas. Daryl Shore was very impressed with the new Globe Life Park, the new home of North Texas Soccer Club here in 2020. Here's Polak. Looking for Keegan. He was in an offside position. Now Tobin Trying to bypass the midfield once again, and it didn't quite work out. But all the way back for Philip Marchetta. This ball comes out. Looks like we're going to get a sub this one from Greenville. It will be J.J. Donnelly to come on. Unfortunately, there's no board here at Hart Park tonight, so we have to take our word for it. But Donnelly is coming on. And it will be Gomez to come off. Of course, that sub brought to you by Festival. J.J. Donnelly, who played a big part down the stretch for Greenville a season ago in their run to USL League One final. 8 appearances, 7 starts. He was signed from Tormenta 2 in August. From London, England. He came up in the Brentford FC Academy. Brentford has a big match on Tuesday to try to gain promotion to the Premier League for the first time. And a giveaway at the back. Wojciech Vucic. Might he make Greenville pay? This one coming all the way through and deflected away. Sometimes you might want your striker to be a little bit selfish in that situation. As Madison's still looking for their first shot on target. And now some room to run for Greenville. Maybe this game opening up just a little bit. Keegan dancing around and keeping possession. Mohamed. Able to get by Diaz. Cross coming in. Donnelly was there. So was Bariga Toyama. It was Bariga Toyama who got the touch to clear it away. Vucic able to keep possession for Madison. Now here's Fernandez being swarmed by Morel. Now Paulo Jr. Madison maybe starting to grow into this second half just a little bit now, at least in an attacking sense. Leonard for Pato. For Wojciech Vucic. Might this one fall? Brandon Eaton. Now here's Don Smart. Bariga Toyama. Christian Diaz playing it wide for Monis. Diaz all the way to the end line. Can he keep this in play? He can. With the big body in the middle, Wojciech Vucic couldn't get much power behind that. And he's still down in the box. Toyama. Don Smart. They'll have to stop play. Wojciech Vucic slow to get back to his feet. Another look at it here on the American Family Insurance replay. It's just clipped up there, and there were 4 white jerseys converging there on Wojciech Vucic. He couldn't really get power behind it. We get our second half hydration break presented by Krombacher. Let's take a look at our fan of the game. The Wasatch Mingos are the Delta Health Associates of Madison fans of the game. Thank you for going full Mingo. And the Wasatch Mingos, we saw them last year actually in Tucson. They made the drive down and they are drinking some Spotted Cow, Wisconsin's finest. They drove down to FC Tucson to take in that match between FC Tucson and Ford Madison. They got their Pride kit, they got their drip kit, they got their own merch as well. The Wasatch Mingos are your Dental Health Associates of Madison fans of the game. More abbreviated hydration break here in this second half. On both these sides, they are trying to find that opening goal.
Let's build off this. Come on, boys.
It's Greenville trying to make it 3 wins out of 3. Oh, Madison trying to find their first result of the season. Fans in masks, fans wearing their new jerseys as well. Of course, for every goal Greenville scores tonight, you can get a certain percentage off for every goal. 15% for 1, 25% for 2, 35% for 3 or more. And of course, all your Ford Madison merchandise at FordMadisonFC.com. Well, here we go, about 13 minutes plus stoppage time to go. Both these teams trying to find a result tonight. There is that beautiful drip kit that really took the soccer world by storm. We saw the pink kit last year that was their alternate kit, but this year they might have outdone that. Here comes Keegan. Plays it wide for Mohammed. Polak. Murillo. Mohammed was trying to just cushion that along for Morel. Eaton in a tight space over here on the near side. Bariga Toyama. Now Leonard. Been a little bit more positive in terms of an attacking game for Madison in the past few minutes. Over the top, looking for Eaton. There's a forearm in the back. The shot went wide, and the foul will be on Eaton. Fans follow Ford Madison, the rest of USL League One all season long on ESPN Plus, home of the USL, MLS, UFC, and more. Join the nearly 8 million sports fans who have already discovered ESPN Plus and watch League One live every week. Sign up today at ESPNplus.com. Bariga Toyama trying to head this into some space. Donnelly right on his back. This one goes out for another goal kick for Philip Marchetta. Philip Marchetta is a pretty interesting story when you talk about his journey to Madison. He's from Vienna, Austria. He spent his entire career so far in Europe, but came over to the United States. His wife is American. They lived in Tennessee. And when Ford Madison was looking for a goalkeeper, Daryl Shore reached out to his agent, who's a mutual friend. He was currently on trial with the Seattle Sounders, Marchetta. So Daryl Shore called up Tom Dutra, the goalkeeper coach for the Seattle Sounders, and said, hey, what's up with this Marchetta guy? He said he'd be our number 3 goalkeeper, but he's just a little bit too old for what we're looking for. As Brandon Eaton comes forward. So eventually he finds his way to Madison, and the funny thing about it is they basically found each other and met each other for the first time at a gas station. As Don Smart whips this in towards the back post. Headed away. So the first time Philip Marchetta met Ford Madison was at a gas station when Ford Madison was in preseason traveling from Alabama, where they spent most of their preseason, up to Louisville for their friendly against Lou City. And a few weeks later, he was signed for Ford Madison, and here he is now wearing that beautiful pink keeper kit as well. It's funny how these things come together. But he does have big shoes to fill. As Daryl Shore says, he's probably one of the best goalkeeper tandems in the league last year with Brian Silvestre and Ryan Coulter. Silvestre now in the championship with Miami FC. Ryan Coulter doing the same player coach type thing with RGV. Gustavo Fernandez. Diaz continuing his run. Couldn't quite find Wojciech Vucik. This one played over the top. Alex Morel against Connor Tobin, and Tobin wins that battle. Morel against Tobin, part 2. And Tobin wins it again, knocks it out for a corner kick. Morel trying to go quickly. You might know that his night might be over in just a moment. But in the meantime, he'll wait to swing this in. Morel will swing this in. Wojciech Vucik there at the near post. Smart for Monis. Monis just 17 years old, one of 3 players coming on loan from the Chicago Fire. Monis 17 years old. Chris Brady on the bench tonight, a goalkeeper who's 16. Alan Rodriguez 16 as well. This one coming into the middle, going down is Wojciech Vucik. Play continues, no penalty. I think he was probably asking a lot there of the referee, Kalin Radosov. This one headed back to Marchetta, almost lost his footing.
Rhythm boys, come on! Rhythm forward, let's go!
Here's Fernandez. Smart, who looked like has dropped a little bit deeper into midfield as this game has progressed, usually playing out on the wing. Different look for Don Smart. Diaz against Omar Mohamed. He gets fouled. A free kick for forward Madison with about 5 minutes to go plus stoppage time, and we will get a substitution as well. It was supposed to be Alex Morel we were hearing, but instead we're hearing it will be Omar Mohamed. It's interesting, he's coming all the way across. The new IFAB rules saying that the player has to go out at the nearest point. I think because of the stoppage in play, he'll come all the way over. So Omar Mohamed will be the one to come off. And it will be Lachlan McLean to come in from Sydney, Australia. Substitution presented by Festival. So just one more field player left. That's the first substitution window used by Greenville tonight. It's Brandon Eaton now standing over this set piece. Sent in, flicked along. This one will run all the way out for the throw-in. Giro will wait to throw this one in. This one runs out of play. The USL's elite pre-professional platform, USL Academy, allows clubs across the USL to build a pathway to pro soccer by bringing together top local youth talent. Following the success of the first Academy Cup events, clubs can now apply to participate in the USL Academy League, kicking off in spring 2021. For more information, visit usl-academy.com or search hashtag USL Academy on social media. Throwing right on the edge of the attacking third for Greenville with 3 minutes plus stoppage time to go. Trying to break the deadlock here at Hart Park in Wauwatosa. The new home of Forward Madison in 2020. Headed away by Toyama. Cleared out of play. Long throw-in. Bariga Toyama heads this away. It'll be another throw-in. Another long throw-in. Leonard was there to head it away. Donnelly in the middle. On the turn. And this one sails off into the night. Another goal kick for Forward Madison. Don't forget, this is just the first of a busy weekend of USL League One action upcoming. As we head into the 90th minute here at Hart Park. We'll see two new stadiums. That Union Omaha match against North Texas should be a really good one at Warner Park. As Nebraska welcomes in pro soccer. You know, the Parliament will be ready for that one. Might be a little bit of a budding rivalry between Union Omaha and Forward Madison as well. So those two teams will see each other in just a few weeks in Omaha on the 19th of August. Here's Don Smart. Paolo Jr. is making a long run, and he just couldn't connect as we are into stoppage time. Of course, without a board, we will try to figure out exactly how long it's going to be. We're hearing it's at least 5 minutes of stoppage time. It's brought to you by TDS. So officially 5 minutes of stoppage time. Again, that's brought to you by TDS. Fernandez. Taken away by Polak. Can Greenville steal one at the end? Blocked away by Smart. Well, that's the same question to Madison. Can Madison steal one here at the end? Lucic making the run. Cross is deflected. It will be a foul. As Monis, it looked like he clipped Walker there as he tried to clear the ball. And a sub coming on for Forward Madison. It's Jamel Cox to come on for Paulo Jr. here in stoppage time. Sub brought to you by Festival. A good shift for the Brazilian Paulo Jr. tonight. Jamel Cox, the Tacoma, Washington native, comes on. Spent last season with FC Tucson. Also came off the bench last week against North Texas. Donnelly heads this along. Can Greenville steal one at the end? Not right now, at least. Once again, off target on the attempt. Gustavo Fernandez over the top. They keep this in. Morel can. Alex Morel crossing, getting it back into the middle. It's still alive, going down in the box. But play continues, no penalty. Well, both these sides really going for it here at the end. The ball hits the referee, and he has to stop play. We'll see what happens when they bring this back. It hit the referee, and I think it was because of the change of possession because of that. So we'll see. It looks like, yeah, it will be Greenville to take possession on the drop ball. It's also one of those new IFAB rules. It hits the referee, a change of possession, drop the ball at the nearest point of interruption. Jamel Cox pulled back by Pilato. And Madison wants to go quickly, but instead it will be Pilato going into the book. That is the first yellow card of the match. And it goes to Noah Pilato, the Penn State product. Spent 2019 with Loudoun United. Under a minute to go or so. We might get a few extra ticks. Don Smart. Gio Barriga Toyama loses possession, and then maybe just a frustration foul. It's two hands right into the chest there of J.J. Donnelly. And might that be all she wrote tonight? John Harkes getting the explanation from the fourth official. We're past the minimum of 5, now just waiting on Kalin Radisov as he takes a look at his watch. Well, coming in, we knew that there wasn't a lot to split these two sides last year, just that one goal from Greenville got them the 3 points. Maybe one last gasp for the Triumph. It's Alex Morel. Deep into stoppage time here at Hart Park. Sending this in towards the back post. Marchetta came off his line, and it's just wide. Oh, that was so close and right into the side netting. And that is the final whistle. The points are split tonight here at Hart Park in Madison's home away from home debut. It finishes Forward Madison 0, Greenville Triumph 0. Errol Shore and his side get their first point of the season, while it's for John Harkes and Greenville their first dropped points of the season as they settle for the draw, move to 2-0-1.
We thank you for your support as we ensure the safety of fans, players, and staff. Speaking of support,
And there is tonight's Festival Man of the Match. Well, you pitch a shutout and usually goes to a defender. Will be Connor Tobin, tonight's Festival Man of the Match for Forward Madison.
thank you for tonight's attendance and have a good night.
Well, we'll come back to wrap things up from Wauwatosa after this. It finishes Forward Madison 0, Greenville Triumph 0.
Dairyland is getting there every day land. It's room for everyone land. It's post-retirement hobby land. Dairyland is driving to your first day of work land and spending Saturdays on the road land. Dairyland is affordable auto and motorcycle insurance for you land, all to help get you there. Dairyland is your land.
Dominar el balón así y borracho. Imposible. Manejar a casa después de una práctica fuerte y borracho. Irresponsable. Y recuerda, si manejas tomado, serás arrestado.
Well, our save of the match, it will be Connor Tobin. He got himself into quite a few big plays tonight, and that save of the match presented by Dairyland. Well, win, lose, or draw, Eat Street is still here for you. Let Wisconsin's food delivery service hook you up. Visit eatstreet.com or download the app today to dig in. The code FORWARD for 15% off your order expires 24 hours after the end of tonight's game. So get on that to get some late night eats. Let's take a look at our full-time highlights brought to you by Heartland Credit Union. We pick it up here in the second half. And a few opportunities for Forward Madison. This was Wojciech Vucic going down in the box. It was Madison, they kind of grew into this second half in terms of their attack. It was a slow start to the second half. Greenville really more in control of this match. Keegan had a few opportunities. There really wasn't an A-plus chance for either side. Maybe the indirect free kick in the first half, but not a whole lot else to speak of. But this was right at the end. Alex Morel, you thought maybe they can steal one at the end. Came back into the middle, and then it was knocked away. Morel was a real good player tonight for Greenville. We knew coming in that he could do some of that for Greenville, and he was definitely dangerous. This was the corner kick at the end as well. Marchetta came off his line, came crashing in, and just nestled into that side netting, but on the wrong side of the post. So the points are shared tonight. As we take a look at the full-time stats presented by Rhyme, 15 shots for Greenville, but none of them find the back of the net. Same goes for Madison, but none of them were on target. And the points are shared tonight between Forward Madison and Greenville. These sides have developed a nice little rivalry here in the past 2 seasons. Well, that's going to do it tonight as John Harkes talks to his side. They'll make the trip back home to Greenville before they take on Tormenta this week. Well, that's going to do it tonight from Hart Park. It was great to see a new field here for Forward Madison, but of course missing their home at Breese Stevens Field in Madison. That's going to do it tonight for Wauwatosa. It finishes Forward Madison 0 and Greenville Triumph 0. For our entire crew, I'm Josh Eastern saying so long from Wauwatosa. The points are shared tonight in Wisconsin.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.